Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So far we discussed why the optimization is needed for Docker images, what are the methods or ways available for optimizing the Docker images. So in the previous session we discussed there are multiple methods are available. So from that today we are going to discuss the very first method, which is called minimal base image. Okay. So to continuation of that, there are many ways to optimize your Docker images up to 99% so that it's more suitable for building image, creating containers, or we can deploy our application into the production using modern approach. Okay, so that is where if we maintain that Docker image as a less size or lightweighted, we can deploy that image into the faster. Okay, so today the very first way or method is which we are going to discuss is minimal base image. We can use minimal base images such as Alpine image, slim variant images. Okay, the slim variant images which we'll be using for programming languages like Python, Node.js, Java, C, C++, Ruby, and so on. Okay, so let's see what kind of base images you are going to use and how we are going to decrease the Docker image size. Okay, so you supposed to be used for minimal base images. What is minimal base image? So this is where when you are trying to create your Docker image, if you just blindly take the base image which has unnecessary files and folders, that's what is going to cause the size of your Docker image to higher, and also it has more vulnerabilities. That's what we discussed in the previous session. If the Docker image is more size, even that contains more vulnerabilities, you need to be spend more time to debug that image, and you need to do the more testing. So that is where you need to maintain that lightweighted base image to create the lightweighted image. So that is where there is something called as a minimal base image. There are a lot of variants are available, which is called lot of base images variants. Okay, in which few base images have everything, few base images will have only certain things what we need or what we expect. So that we need to find out what is the more optimal base image which is useful for us, or which has only the thing that we need based on our requirement. So that's what we call it as a minimal base image. Example, Alpine base images. And because Alpine base images are very lightweighted base images, so there are slim variant also is there. We'll discuss these two in this class. Next, going forward, we will discuss other variant base images. Okay, so using this slim variant and Alpine base images, I'm going to write the Docker files. I'm going to show you how we are going to create the base images very lightweighted, or if you can take blindly, how the Docker image size will be there. We'll discuss those. So let's jump into the session now. See here, I have a couple of Docker files on there. So let's open this first Docker file test. So see here, I have taken Ubuntu 20.04. I have given that work directory, and I have used that run instructions which we can use to first update that OS. Then after that, I will try to install that MySQL client. Then I will run that MySQL client. Okay, this is just a simple Docker file for creating the base image. Okay, Docker. I can see that the Docker images, as of now, nothing will be there. There are no Docker images. So I can use Docker build -t. Okay, I'm giving image :test. Get a test image first. Then -f. There are multiple Docker images we are using. So you supposed to provide the file name, then the current working directory. Okay. So I'm building now. Now see what this will do. First, it will download that image. Okay. So after that, it will try to update it based on apt-get update. Then after that, it will try to install that MySQL client. Then finally, it will run that MySQL client. So from this, what we need to do, we can use Docker images. We need to observe that size. So this is the base image which we use 20.04. This size has 72.08 MB. And the image which we created on top of it, which is called a test tag, image name is image only. Then this is image ID, which has 206 MB. Okay, so this is just blindly we have taken the base image. Okay, sorry. Now what we have to do, I'm going to take Alpine image. So this is blindly I have taken, which has all the unnecessary files and folders. So that's what the image size is, 206 MB. Now what we have to do, I'm going to take an Alpine image. So you can go here. I have taken 3.10 work directory and I am installing MySQL client. Then the port I have exported. Then I have started this. So using this simple Docker file, let's see. I can use same command, but I have put here Alpine, which is the Docker file I'm using. Here I am putting instead of test Alpine. Now see, it is downloading that Alpine base image first. Then after that, it is going to install that MySQL client. Then it will start it. So now again, if you can go and see Docker images. So see here, Alpine base images. Now the base image size is 5.58 MB. Example, if based on our requirements, suppose if you want to install that MySQL, so you can able to use Alpine instead of this. See, 72 MB is the base images. Now it's came on Alpine image 5.58. Okay, so by using this base images, I have created this Alpine base application image. So this image size is 39 MB. Now see, 206 MB earlier, if we same MySQL client installation. Now if I can install that MySQL application image from this Alpine base image, it is 39 MB. So 206 minus 39, so almost it's decreased 90+%. And here even base image is also 72 minus 5.5, so almost 90% decreased. Okay, so this is one of the example. So that's what we need to take, that Alpine base images or slim variant. We can create lightweighted Docker image. Even if we can push pull time also decreased, even deployment also will take less time and we can create the deployment. Okay, Alpine base images. And one more thing, I have discussed slim variant images. Okay, so example, so I have written one more Docker file. Now let's see, go to that node. So one of this node.js. Okay, if you can go and take, see here node 16 version I have taken, work directory is home Ubuntu, just I run that node actually. So this is a sample Docker file. So what this will do, just it will download that node base image and it will go to the work directory and it will run the node. Okay, so here what we have to do, I can give that node because Docker file name is Docker file node. Then I have to give node is the tag, enter. Now see, it is downloading the 16.0 node.js base image. From that, it will run that node. We'll see how much size comes for the Docker image, what is the size of base image. So after that, we'll be using slim variant, then we can see what it compare the size actually. Okay, now see Docker images. Now here see node, this is the base image which we have taken 907 MB. Okay, so this is the node which we created the Docker images. So this is also 907 MB. Okay, now what we have to do, I have written one more file which is called slim variant for the applications. That means programming languages. See, Node.js 16.0 slim. That's what in the slide I showed you. For programming languages, there are slim variant base images are available. So using them, we are going to create the images. Okay. Now, I have given that from instruction where it will be using for Node 16.0 slim variant, Workday AR, Home Ubuntu, and CMD will be Node. Let's see how it will work. So I'm going to do same thing. So here I'm giving that slim, and here now it will download that slim variant base image. From that, it will create the Docker image. Sometimes we are working with that Node.js application. That time we no need to be use that, blindly. No need to take that Node.js base image because that contains unnecessary files and directories which are not needed for us. So whenever we need only Node.js, that time we need to be take slim variant base images and we need to download. We need to create the Docker. Okay. Now see Docker images. Enter. Here, this is that slim variant base image 176 MB. Now see here, this is the Docker application slim variant image 176. Now if we can compare, this is that blindly we have taken that image node. We have taken that this is a slim variant. Almost around 85+% it will decreased. Even if you can take this image also, it's 176 MB. This is 907. Okay, so that is the difference. Slim variant and it's a blindly taken base image. So that is where if you look at all these images, if we created, okay, all these images, if you look at, you have almost reduced 90% of optimization, right? So that is where from now onwards, when you are creating images, which is for any environment like QA, staging, production, the first thing you have to think and start implementing is base image. What base image we need to take? What is the optimal base image? Okay, so the base image, something like Alpine or slim variant, those will be helpful for decreasing the image size. So which has only minimum OS what we need. Okay, so then you add whatever you need on top of that base image. So that is the first method and first way it will be useful to decrease the image size. Okay, so this is the first method. So in the next session we are going to discuss about multi-stage Docker file or multi-stage build. Okay, so please go ahead, go through it. If any doubts, could you please comment in my channel. Thanks for watching.